It is one of the biggest marches in the country. We're talking about the MLK Jr. March, but DreamWeek in San Antonio is much more than just that one event. There are a lot of things that are going to unfold, and we're very pleased to be joined by the CEO of DreamWeek San Antonio, Shakari Nakpodia. Show, are you okay with calling you Show? Okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Show.
You too.
I think we're a week away from DreamWeek San Antonio starting. Talk about what DreamWeek San Antonio is for people that may not be familiar.
Well, we're very fortunate in San Antonio to have the largest community curated event of its kind in the nation. We have about 200 plus events celebrating an environment for civil and civic engagement. We want to just create this environment where the new Mandelas and the new Gandhis and the new MLKs of this world can come out and blossom.
What kind of events are we talking about for somebody who wants to get involved? If you've got 200 events, it sounds like there's something for everybody, but what can people expect?
Well, there's so many, but we have a speaker series. We have 24 speakers from all over the city who are going to be, speaking 30 minutes each at local spots in the downtown area. We have a panel discussions. These are going to be streamed as well. We just have so many. We have 1,000 plates for the hungry, where 50 cars go out to feed the hungry all over our city. We have the Olaju African market at Brick. I could just go on and on and on, and someone's going to be upset that we haven't actually mentioned it today. But
you're making me hungry. You're making me hungry just by mentioning those things.
So people can go online and check out the schedule of events, but really, what is the goal of this week? I mean, Steve mentioned that it is so much more than that march that obviously draws thousands and thousands of people, but what is the point of all of these events and bringing them to our community?
Well, there's something exceptional happening in San Antonio, and something we just can't put our finger on, and we just have to just embrace it. We have the largest MLK march in the nation in our backyard. It's going to take place on the 16th. And now we have this summit that it's really community created. We have 150 hosts, again, taking part in creating this incredible summit that touches on so many different subjects. The goal really will be for maybe 10, 20 years from now, maybe way past my lifetime, that San Antonio becomes the destination for people to attend to resolve conflict and celebrate also how far we've come as a nation.
It's also to give people a voice, right? Maybe people that don't normally have a voice for their voices to be heard. Am I correct in that?
Correct. So we believe that we have a community genius here, and we believe that it exists in every individual. So we have to be careful that we create channels where each superstar, someone who could bring more peace, more good into our community, is celebrated and embraced, really. So we have to be that's one of the things that we do for DreamWeek, is try and reach out to as many people as possible and try and find out those stars in everyone's neighborhood that the community hadn't basically heard of before.
Show, how excited are you about the fact that this is going to be the first real one returning from COVID, right? I mean, it's the first real Dream Week with no COVID restrictions around it.
Yeah, it was very challenging during COVID, of course. We're so happy that the city and all the hosts have come back in full force. It's not easy to actually, get as many events in one summit. And normally, most summits are curated by one or two organizations. This is, like I say, it's community curated. We have all these organizations putting out and hosting events. It just tells you a lot about how who we are as a city, And we don't put a cap on it. Eventually, I think we'll be seeing thousands of events in San Antonio, and we're so excited for, this is our 11th year. We couldn't celebrate our 10th year anniversary enough last year, but we hope that, the next 10 years we'll see a tremendous growth. There's so much going on in the city that we need to celebrate.
Yeah, we were just showing
and share also.
We were just showing some video from 2020, and you just think about back to that time, all those people together, what happened in the years since. So this will mean so much this year that you all are back to normal. So tell people how they can find out about these events. Where's a website they can go to, or details on whether you have to register? What do they need to know to be a part of DreamWeek?
So the majority of the DreamWeek events are free and open to the public. Actually, they're all open to the public. It's just, I would say 95% of them are just free as well. You can go to dreamweek.org/events, and there'll be a calendar of events there, and it gives you a lot more detail about each event. You can look around your local coffee shop or downtown restaurants and pick up a brochure, a printed brochure. And you can also obviously call us here at 210-444-2315 if you really want to get involved as well. And we're also looking for candidates for 2024. We want to grow this now that we're back in full swing. We're open for business again. We're very thankful to the city.
I love all of this. And it officially kicks off, DreamWeek officially kicks off next Friday. Is that correct?
On Friday the 13th, our keynote speaker, County Judge Peter Sakai, who we're going to celebrate as the first judge from Asian American origins.
A lot of milestones as DreamWeek comes back in full force in 2023. Sho, thank you so much for being here. We sure appreciate your time, and best of luck with all of the festivities.
Thank you so much for having me, and look forward to seeing both of you at one or two events, hopefully.
Oh yeah, we'll be there.
You got it.
Take care.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
A notable voice has joined the growing chorus of economists who are predicting an imminent recession. Former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan believes a recession is the most likely outcome of the Federal Reserve's big rate hikes meant to curb inflation. Greenspan, who is now 96 years old, said in a note this week that he doubts this current bout of rate hikes will yield that same outcome. Greenspan served 5 terms as Fed chair under 4 different presidents over nearly 2 decades. He was the last chair to successfully navigate a soft economic landing back in 1994. That's what the Fed is trying to do right now, lower inflation without crashing the economy.
And speaking of the economy, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the U.S. jobs market ended 2022 on a high note. In their monthly report, the U.S. economy added 223,000 jobs in December, capping off an especially strong year of job growth. The unemployment rate fell to 3.5% in December. The average hourly earnings increased 0.3% for the month. In total, the economy added nearly 4.5 million jobs in 2022, the second best year for the labor market since 1940.
Well, it cost a lot of passengers their holiday plans, but Southwest Airlines now revealing that its recent holiday travel meltdown is going to cost the company at least $725 million. That could hit up to $825 million. In a financial filing issued today, the airline says this will cause the company to report a loss in its fourth quarter. Revenue loss alone cost Southwest at least $400 million. Other costs include reimbursements, extra employee hours, and the goodwill offering of frequent flyer benefits to travelers. Southwest canceled more than 16,000 flights between December 21st and the 29th. Of course, peak dates for holiday travelers.
Let's take a live cam outside, and I like the fact that our rain chances have increased. Does that mean the amounts could increase?
The potential for the amounts has increased.
Okay,
not everybody's going to get it, but yes, a quick half inch is definitely possible by tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. We have this cold front that's off to the northwest of us. It's moving into West Texas right now. Not going to pack a big punch in terms of temperatures and how it's going to feel outside, but it will help to develop some of the scattered showers and thunderstorms. That's, again, tomorrow evening. This evening, beautiful, but turning humid. And then around and especially after midnight, the fog really settles in. Temperatures in the 60s, and by tomorrow morning, we'll be in the lower 60s to start the day. We'll talk more about what happens the rest of this weekend when the humidity gets swept away and we see the sun again in just a bit.
A baby on Capitol Hill. Kind of sounds like the start of a joke, but it is definitely not. A congressman brought his baby boy to Washington.
Yeah, this little guy is the son of California Congressman Jimmy Gomez. The House Speaker race dragging on. Gomez is juggling his job in Washington along with his daddy duties, bringing his 4-month-old son Hodge to work earlier this week. Look at that. Joaquin Castro with his baby as well. There are a lot of families that are there waiting to be sworn in.
Yep.
And they haven't been because a speaker hasn't been chosen yet.
I mean, you know, we don't know about Congress, but we get it. You do what you got to do as a working parent.
Yeah, you do what you got to do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And they're all delayed because there's no speaker. They're supposed to be sworn. Typically, they're sworn in a few days ago, but not now. So the families are on standby. And that means diaper duty in the offices.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the weekend. We got the fog and drizzle settling in late tonight and for the first part of the day tomorrow. Then some real rain likely to develop and be scattered in nature across parts of our area by tomorrow evening. Then by Sunday, sunny, comfortable. We get rid of the humidity, and Sunday's the best day to get outside and put away the Christmas decorations, the Christmas lights. Steve. And me.
Yeah.
We need to do that. We need to do that. Sunday's a good day for it. Tomorrow we'll start the day with the sprinkles and drizzle, but then actually some real rain developing. But I want to talk about our visibility. Even as early as midnight, we'll have some reduced visibility out there, down to likely just a few miles after midnight, but closer to sunrise as that fog has more time to thicken. Visibility is down to under a mile. And that means it's going to be one of those drizzly and damp mornings where the roadways, the sidewalks, the trails, all rather damp, but by, I think, 10 a.m., the cloud base should lift a little bit, and that'll help us out some in terms of getting outside and having better visibility and not as much dampness. But in terms of the real rain, that's going to hold off until tomorrow evening, especially after sunset. Here's our futurecast indicating some of those showers and storms developing, and this is all related to the cold front dropping in. It's going to be a very slow moving front, but that's good because that prolongs our rainfall potential then. By the evening hours, we're talking 6, 7, 8 o'clock, the first showers and a few storms starting to develop. That includes San Antonio potentially and locations east of I-35. And then after midnight, mainly locations east of I-35 and closer to the Gulf coastline. 76 degrees right now, so comfortable outside. Just give it a few hours, we'll be down in the mid-60s. But our dew point's at 54. That's been rising, and it's going to continue to rise through the night, adding to that fog and drizzle potential for the morning tomorrow. But that weak cold front's going to get rid of it for Sunday. So take a look at our dew point chart here. 1 p.m. tomorrow, it's sticky and muggy. I mean, dew point's in the mid-60s, but look what happens. See that sharp drop? That's a cold front, and that's going to get rid of the humidity, so it's going to look and feel great outside on Sunday. And just cross your fingers for that rain tomorrow in your neighborhood, because not everybody's going to get it, but I do think a quick ½ inch here and there within the downpours is likely in some lucky spots. 62 at 7 a.m. By noon, 68, 73 the high temperature, and then we get into the evening hours, temperatures drop with that rain. By Sunday morning, we're at 52, and in the afternoon, upper 60s for the high temperature on Sunday. Then next week, it's really a lot of what we had earlier this week. Mornings in the 40s, afternoons in the 70s, a good amount of sunshine, and overall it's pleasant and what I like to call motivating weather. Motivates you to get outside, get moving, but it's not what we need. We need the rain, and our only opportunity here is a little bit by Saturday evening.
Yeah, at least we're used to the wait.
No, that's true. We've been trained to be patient here.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. All
In
right.
case you missed it, coming up next.
Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
It is Friday, January 6th.
Some new details about that fiery wreck that was near 410 and I-35.
Yeah, you may remember that an accident, actually an 18-wheeler, killed a man yesterday. It tied up traffic for hours.
San Antonio police tell us that the driver of that big rig rolled and caught fire near Kirby. The driver was attempting to merge when this happened.
SAPD says the heat caused that truck to collapse, trapping the passenger. He died at the scene. His name has not been released. The driver made it out with minor injuries.
San Antonio police slap handcuffs on a middle school teacher accused of soliciting a 14-year-old female student. 49-year-old Lloyd Pegus arrested months after the victim's parents filed a report back in June. According to police, the girl's parents found messages, pictures, and videos on her phone that were, quote, sexual in nature, unquote.
Southwest says its recent service meltdown over the holidays is going to cost the airline at least $725 million, and it could hit up to $825 million. In a financial filing issued today, the airline said this will cause the company to report a loss in its fourth quarter.
A well-known volcano back putting on a show in Hawaii. Kilauea volcano is erupting again. This is a photo of the eruption taken from the U.S. Geological Survey's webcam. It's Hawaii's volcano observatory that detected a glow in the volcano's summit. Officials say the eruption is currently confined to a large crater and poses no hazards to communities. But the eruption is happening in a closed area of the Hawaiian Volcanoes National Park. That's impressive.
Striped socks at the heart of a court case in New York. A jury in New York will decide if Adidas can trademark stripes. The athletic apparel company is suing fashion house Thom Browne for its use of white stripes.
Yeah, the design in question uses 4 stripes that you saw as opposed to the 3 stripes that Adidas uses. Thom Browne originally used a 3-stripe design but changed it to 4 after Adidas complained. Adidas says the 4-stripe design is close enough to its branding to cause confusion among consumers. It's all about the stripes.
We will follow this very closely.
Then you've got the music group White Stripes.
And that just gets it. I mean, muddy the waters.
There used to be gum called Fruit Stripes.
Fruit Stripe, the yummy fruity one.
Yeah.
Strip a strap
I mean,
of fun.
there's all kinds of stripes out there.
Don't you remember those commercials with the zebra?
Yeah.
Come on now.
I know that you remember the words.
Oh. All right, looking at this again. Tomorrow's going to be a bit of a damp day, reduced visibility, wet roads, sidewalks, trails in the morning, and then by the evening hours after sunset, some scattered showers and storms. So cross your fingers for your neighborhood, and that's our only opportunity. Otherwise, back to sunshine on Sunday. You know, one thing I've noticed since we, moved into the newsroom for this evening, people are getting their dinners.
Oh.
The smell of Whataburger.
Really there are French fries right over there.
Editor Rick.
We
and
are
that
after
Whataburger. Oh my goodness.
Thanks for hanging with us, everybody.
Oh, so good.
Greg, say some for me.